this never-ending alert day. Hi there, Carson Meredith with you. It is 7:45. It's a Sunday night. Bear with me. I'm not feeling my best this evening, so I apologize in advance. But we're still here. We're still talking about a very cold night ahead and eventually a thaw that is on the way for this upcoming work week. And I think you'll like the temperature trend. I'm just not sure if you'll like what comes with it in the extended outlook. More on that as we go along this evening. Let me get you outside live to downtown, the junction. A lot of people out and about, surprisingly, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, interstates are looking good. Most main roads are looking good too. Even as insanely cold as it was and still is, that direct sunlight we had on those roadways today kind of helped to melt a little bit of the snow from last night. But now that we've lost that direct sunlight for the night, a lot of that melted snow is going to refreeze into black ice. So that'll be also another thing that we can talk about as we go through the overnight hours tonight. It's 11 degrees, nice and toasty, right? Nice and comfortable. Please sense the sarcasm. Wind chill is 3 above 0. Now, I do expect that wind to subside just a little bit as the night goes on. So the difference between the actual temperature and the wind chill is going to be a little closer tonight compared to last night. Doesn't give us much solace, to be honest with you, because the actual temperatures may actually be a couple degrees colder than what we had last night. It's still extremely cold. I'm trying to find ways to be positive about it, but it's just the way it goes. Wavy's saying that it looks like we have all the snow reports from last night. By the way, the official number here in Louisville was 0.7 inches of snow. 0.7 of an inch. I know there was a report, excuse me, up near Prospect. I think the Oldham County side of Prospect, they picked up around 1.2 inches of snow. So as we thought, that 1-inch battle line with that snow last night was going to be setting up very close to the city, and sure enough, it did. Here's the actual air temperatures this evening as we close in on 8 o'clock. It's, as we mentioned, 11 here in Louisville. Southern Indiana, you guys are going to be the more concerning temperatures tonight because you have more of a snowpack. The deeper that snowpack is, the colder your temperatures go, generally speaking. Look at North Vernon. Where's Kelly? Oh, there she is. Oh, this is not good. I'm sorry to hear this, Kelly. Furnace went out today. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that, Kelly. That's awful. I hope you all are able to find some kind of way to stay warm. That is not good. That is not good. Please take care of yourself tonight. And the fact that it's already 2 degrees above 0 up there in North Vernon is not a good thing for the rest of the night. Elsewhere, it's 6 above in Seymour, 5 above in Bedford, 5 above in Paoli, Madison, 9 above in Jeffersonville, Salem, 7 in Gordon, 6 in Jasper. But hey, it's 12 in E-Town. It's 12 in Litchfield, Mumfordville, 12 in Columbia. You can tell where the snowpack is, right? Basically, the northern half of Wave Country, right through about there. More single digits to the north, where that snow is. Basically, no snow to the south, still in the double digits. But this is what's really biting, at least for a few more hours, is the feels like temperatures. It still feels like 3 here in Louisville, 3 above. But you do notice up in southern Indiana, those wind chills or feels like temperatures, whatever you'd like to call it, are now matching or close to matching the air temperature. So that light breeze is still enough to give you a wind chill, but once it subsides later on tonight, we'll start to see those temperatures and wind chills more closely match. So there's not as huge of a wind chill component tonight. Even so, this is still some extreme cold that you don't want to mess with. Hopefully everybody's got some sort of heat, whether it be, space heaters or anything like that. Overnight tonight here in Louisville, our forecast temperature is 4 above. 4 above. Wonderful. And we have a clear sky. Clear sky, calmer wind. That is a perfect setup for these temperatures to go lower than what model guidance is suggesting. And even earlier today, this morning, our forecast low here in Louisville was 7, and we got all the way down to 5. A couple of degrees colder, and that was even with a breeze. A lot of times with the breeze, the air stirred up just enough to keep those temperatures a couple degrees warmer. Even then, models were still a couple degrees too high this morning. So I'm kind of going colder than what the models are suggesting tonight. I've got a low of 4 above here in the city, and you can kind of tell where those negatives might be showing up. Our far northeastern counties, Bedford, Madison. Right now, we've got a forecast low of 1 single degree above 0. Seymour, North Vernon, 1 degree below 0 is that forecast low tonight. And with North Vernon already at 2 above, I think there's a very strong chance that you folks up in Jennings County will fall into negative territory later on tonight. The further south you go, across central Kentucky, again, we've talked about the lack of a snowpack. So maybe you're lucky enough to hover between 6 and 8 degrees south of the parkways. It's still really dang cold, no matter how you slice it. But again, there's not as huge of a wind chill. So the numbers you're looking at now, by and large, is what it's going to feel like when you wake up Monday morning. And you can obviously understand when you look at these numbers why a lot of school districts are opting to go virtual tomorrow. JCPS is NTI tomorrow. They're virtual. Oldham County is. And I would imagine many, many, many more school districts will be going virtual as the night goes on. By the way, the school information is available on wave3.com, and it looks like it's scrolling during Sunday Night Football. So if you need that information, we've got it for you. And look, you don't want these kids standing at these bus stops with these kind of temperatures, right? You don't want your kids sitting out at the bus stop when it's 4 degrees in Louisville, when it's -1 in Seymour, right? And with technology nowadays, you could do school virtually at home. Doesn't count as a snow day, doesn't count against extending the school year. So might as well play it safe than sorry. Completely understandable. Reminder of the cold preps. A lot of you guys know this. Just kind of want to hammer it down one more time to continue those extreme cold precautions. Keep your garage door closed if you have one, unless you're obviously moving in or out of that garage. Open up the cabinet doors to your bathroom sinks, to your kitchen sinks, things like that. And then let the water faucets drip. And obviously keep those pets inside as well over the next really 12 hours. And we also mentioned a few minutes ago, or earlier tonight, I should say. Again, forgive me, I'm not feeling the best. A lot of that melting that we saw earlier today started to refreeze now that we've lost that direct sunlight. So just watch out for black ice, especially on side roads and bridges and overpasses. A lot of neighborhood roads earlier this morning were snow covered. They've had some tiny bit of melting today. But again, all that's going to refreeze as the night goes on. So if you do have to venture out overnight tonight or head to work early tomorrow morning, you'll definitely want to take it slow. Add an extra 10 minutes to your commute just to be on the safe side there. Cold weather advisories with us until 10 o'clock in the morning. That's how long we'll keep the alert day in place. But as we go later into the day tomorrow, we will slowly but surely start to thaw things out. Slowly is the key word. Our forecast high temperature tomorrow is 31, so we will likely stay below freezing all day tomorrow. You might be able to get to like 33 down towards E-Town or Bardstown or Litchfield. Most of us, though, will be 32 or lower. The wind will make a comeback tomorrow once the sun comes up, so it will really feel more like the low 20s. But if you ask me, highs in the 30s and wind chills in the 20s are a heck of a lot better than highs in the teens and wind chills below 0. So Um, that's kind of my 2 cents on that. Let's jump to the 10-day, and you can see in full view the thawing process this upcoming work week. 42 on Tuesday, another nice day on Tuesday, at least when you look at the sky, a lot of blue sky, maybe a few more clouds, that's it. Then we get up to 50 by Wednesday, close to 50. A lot of you will be in the 40s. There is a small rain chance Wednesday. I can't rule out a couple of showers. Shouldn't be a big deal. The next system we're watching closely is going to be Thursday. And this is still a pretty, excuse me, a pretty potent system that we'll be dealing with potentially throughout the entire day on Thursday. It's a day to watch for a possible alert day for 3 particular reasons. First of all, it's going to be windy all day Thursday. Right now, I think our alert day levels, if you will, for wind are not going to be met, but it's close. We'll likely have those gusts around 30, maybe even 40 miles per hour throughout the day on Thursday. The second possible alert day for Thursday would be maybe a few stronger storms. Now, that all comes down to how much instability we have to work with. Most models don't show a ton of instability, but if we start to see that instability and moisture creep up a little bit, those dew points can creep up a little bit, then we may have at least a couple of stronger storms to contend with. Nothing alarming right now. Excuse me. It's just something we'll have to keep an eye on over the next 3 or 4 days. But we go into Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. That's when the rain chances are at their highest. Right now, it just looks like blustery rain. It's kind of a yucky day, a messy afternoon and evening. But we'll monitor the thunderstorm potential, not only just plain old thunderstorms, but also severe storms. So that's another thing we'll be watching with this system. The third and final component we'll be watching will be how sharp of a cold turn we'll have as this front sweeps through. As soon as that front moves through your location Thursday night, those temperatures are going to crash. Not to the level that we have tonight, but down into the 20s as we get into Friday morning. And that, of course, opens the door for maybe a couple of things. One, do we still have enough moisture hanging around as that colder air moves in? You see that colder air moving in from the plains. Is there enough colder air, enough moisture, I should say, still around as that colder air takes over? If there is, you guys know what that might mean. Perhaps a few snowflakes. Right now, I do not see any significant impacts or accumulations at all. Sorry, snow lovers. But there might be a little narrow window for a few flakes late Thursday night and early Friday morning. What may be more concerning to me during that time frame is that colder air moves in. You see that low temperature Thursday night, 25? Think about all the rain we would have had earlier in the day on Thursday. All of that residual moisture still sitting on those roadways. Temperatures drop into the 20s, we could have a flash freeze in our hands Friday morning. So that will have to be monitored closely. Quite honestly, I think the flash freeze concern is going to be a little bit higher than the snowfall concern Thursday night into Friday morning. All that rain we've had during the day, we're looking at probably about a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain on Thursday in most spots. It's not going to dry out quick enough by the time that cold air moves in. So that will be something we'll have to keep an eye on as well. So 3 different things to watch Thursday night and early Friday. Gusty winds, potentially a few stronger storms, and a few flakes or a flash freeze Friday morning. We're watching all 3 of those. Those are all possibilities. They're not guarantees. It's just the 3 things that we'll be watching as we get towards Thursday. You see the big cold snap as we head into Friday behind that front, high of 36, but it looks pretty dry. That front's a quick mover. Then we head into next weekend, another system to watch, mainly just a few rain showers right now. Looks like a warm setup, not necessarily any wintry mischief with that, which is ironic considering Sunday is officially the winter solstice. Go figure. Then we head into Christmas week, which for the time being looks to be above average temperature-wise, slightly, low 50s. And at least the first half of Christmas week looks pretty dry. Not totally dry, maybe a few showers, but nothing crazy. We'll put it that way. We get just outside the 10 days. We get past Christmas into the rest of Christmas weekend. The pattern does become a bit more active. Right now, it looks to be more rain than snow, but that's obviously over 10 days away. So a lot of can still be adjusted there. But at least for the lead up to Christmas and then Christmas Eve, right now it's looking fairly calm. Maybe a few rain showers, but that's all for the first half of the holiday week. So that's where we are, guys. Short and sweet. Try my best tonight. Let's see who's here. Let's go through the comments and we'll wrap it up. ZK's here. Anita's asking for somebody to go turn up the thermostat. I agree. How about it might not be until Tuesday or Wednesday, unfortunately, before we can turn that thermostat up. Let's see. Where am I here? I lost my train of thought. Tina's here. Hello. Weather Geek. Yes. Happy Hanukkah to all those who observe. I believe it begins tonight, does it not? I think it's tonight at sunset. Hanukkah officially began. Any word on Bullitt County? I have not seen anything from Bullitt County. I might have missed it though. Let me check the Wave Weather app real quick, and I'll see if I have anything for you. Penguins welcome at Gary's house up in Pewee Valley. Hey, they would love this this cold weather that we've got. There's no doubt about that. Hey, Sean, how we doing? Very cold indeed. Tanya, thank you. I don't necessarily feel sick. I think I'm honestly just kind of tired. It's been a long weekend, but I appreciate the concern. Ashley says, "Can we go back to summer?" I would rather just go back to spring or fall, but I get where you're coming from, Ashley, for sure. Let's see. Angela barely got the dogs to go outside today. Yeah, I've seen a couple stories where folks are like, oh, they love wandering around the yard usually when they go do their business, but today they went right back in. So this cold is not fun for humans or dogs alike, or any creatures for that matter. Okay, Kelly, good. You got tons of blankets, so hopefully you can make it through with without that furnace tonight. That's unfortunate. Hang in there. Let's see. Angie says it's 8 at her house, but it was 0 earlier this morning. Yeah, we had a couple of spots get right to 0. And again, I think there's a chance some of you up in Indiana especially could get to -1 later on tonight. By the way, I have not seen anything from Bullitt County schools yet. I just checked our website, and we haven't heard anything yet. And when we don't hear anything, that means we assume they're open. But obviously, just stay with us through the night, and we'll have you covered on air and online with all those closings and delays. Steve, I appreciate your perspective here. 18 and sunny is better than 18 windy and snow. That's true. That is very true. Braden, what was the lowest wind chill reading this morning? It was up in North Vernon. They got down to 15 below for a few minutes with that wind chill earlier this morning. That's the kind of stuff that can hurt you. Get you frostbite in 10 minutes if you're not careful. Let's see. Got to leave at 10 o'clock in the morning. Will it be warmer by then? Well, the cold weather advisory will be done by that point. So, we'll be heading in the right direction, I guess, by 10 o'clock. It'll probably be in the low to mid-teens still. But the good news is the day goes on tomorrow, we're going to get a very small breeze out of the southwest, south and southwest. It's not going to be a lot, but it might be just enough to give those temperatures a little bit of a kick as we head into Monday afternoon. Hey, Sherry, need to get him off of there. That Carson dude, I don't like his forecast. Well, Sherry, sorry, but you have a right to your opinion. That's fine. I just thank you for not threatening me tonight like you did the last time you decided to post in the comments where you said, I need to get rid of him. I remember that. Don't think I don't pay attention. Next time you post something like that, we're going to have some problems. I might have to get the authorities involved. So be nice. Thank you. Let's see. Yes, hibernating. Indeed. Hey, Adam, up in Bloomington, hitting -2 overnight. Yeah, I remember, Adam, we were talking last night. There was a really good chance you all would go below 0 with your snowpack, and sure enough, Andre's ready for the 90s to be back. The decade or the temperatures, or both, as I always like to say. Amanda, anybody else getting whiplash? Yeah, definitely. How close were we to the extreme cold warning criteria this morning? I think that criteria is 15 below. But keep in mind, North Vernon, Indiana, is covered by the Weather Service up in Indianapolis, and their criteria is a little different than most of you guys who are covered by the Louisville office. So that's why we just had the advisories instead of the warnings. Let's see. Yeah, 20s. The 20s will be a vacation Thursday night, except for that flash freeze potential, Adam. And quite honestly, that's the thing with the cold component of that system that worries me the most. I don't think we'll get a ton of snow at this point. Maybe a tiny little dusting. It's going to be if any of that moisture is still in the ground from Thursday night that might refreeze. Any freezing rain, Lori asked, with that system early Friday morning. I don't see it because I kid you not, guys. You're literally going to go from 55 to 35 in about 2 hours when this front moves through. This is a very sharp cold front. And so that means the door is not going to be open that long for any mix or any freezing rain. It would just go rain straight to snow if that were to be the case. So not too worried about freezing rain. Let's see. Jeremy, hello. Does it look mild for Christmas Day? Relatively speaking, yeah. It'll be like what you see here on Christmas Eve and towards the end of the 10-day. Low 50s. I know the European model was wanting to spit out mid 60s for Christmas Day earlier today. I'm not seeing that elsewhere. I think we'll probably be in the low to mid 50s. That's just kind of my early gut feeling for Christmas Day this year, which is certainly above average by about 5 to 10 degrees, depending on where you are. All right. Oh, more comments coming in tonight. Is Brian doing Snow Talk tomorrow? Yes, he will be here. Late December into January. I do think it will get cold again right after Christmas. That right around New Year, just before the New Year, and then things might get busy again. So this warm up is not going to be the rest of the winter. I know a lot of you Bots fans were kind of worried about that. The warm up looks to be only for a short amount of time. It'll get cold again soon, for sure. Let's see. All right. Is Sherry joking, or can you just ban her? She didn't sound like she was joking a couple weeks ago when she said she needed to get rid of me. So leave it at that. All right, guys. Appreciate the kind words. That's how you stop these trolls, is you kill them with kindness, right? Let's see. All right. That's it, guys. Appreciate all your comments. But that's where we stand at this point. Obviously, the extreme cold's here for about another 12 hours. So be careful. I know a lot of you heading to work in the morning, even if your kids are staying home. Layers, 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 layers. Do everything you can to cover up all your exposed skin. And then we'll see the thawing process begin. So in general, it's a quieter week this week. We just got to watch that Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, Friday morning time frame for some trouble. In a lot of different ways, potentially with wind, with maybe a few storms, and that flash freeze potential too. All right, guys, that's all I got tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. Be careful on the roads in the morning. Be careful heading out in the morning. Just stay warm, all right? And Brian will be here with probably snow talk tomorrow morning, I would imagine. And off we go into a new week. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I will catch you all next weekend. Take care.